Hi everyone, this is Vic back again with another fragrance live review. And today we are going to talk about the legend. We are going to talk about one of the most iconic male fragrance in the world of the perfumes. We are going to talk about Polo by RalphLauren, released in 1978. And the perfumer behind was the master perfumer Carlos Benaim. Is a woody Chypré fragrance, and I want to first break down the notes. Top notes are juniper berries, basil, artemisia, caraway, also coriander and bergamot. Heart notes are pine tree and leather, chamomile, pepper, carnation, geranium, jasmine, and rose. And base notes are tobacco, oakmoss, patchouli, cedarwood, vetiver, musk, and amber. Main accords are woody, aromatic, tobacco, earthy, leathery, herbal, mossy, green, fresh and spicy, and conifer. What we can tell about this fragrance? This fragrance was released in 1978 and immediately became a bestseller in the world. I really mean it. Became a bestseller in the world. And this fragrance was a toast of all the colleges, all the universities, and also all type of people were wearing this fragrance, you know. That was a fragrance, was very popular among the youngster, was very popular among the businessman, was very popular among the middle age, and was even very popular among the underworld. Was very popular among the New Yorkers mafia. And this is really an incredible fragrance. This fragrance was even very, very dear to John Gotti, the kingpin of New York mafia. And this fragrance was something unprecedented. And really, Carlos Benaim, he really done, how we can say, a groundbreaking performance. This is a hell of an achievement. Rarely a fragrance been so complex, so aromatic, so greenish, so woodsy than Polo by RalphLauren. And it really, they hit the market in the very unique way, and immediately became a smashing hit. It became immediately a top seller all over the world. Even in Japan, this fragrance was a top seller. And you know, everybody had to have a bottle of Polo, you know, even for dating, for going out, you know, guys, they could not make it without Polo. And Polo became a kind of must to have. You really have to have it. Even if you didn't like the smell, you have to have it, you have to wear it, because somehow your girlfriend will ask that, don't you have a Polo? So all the guys, they had Polo. All the guys, they wore Polo. And that became so popular that step by step, it became boring. You know, we got that type of experience before with Aramis in 1964. Was the same on the same ballpark as Polo, and really became so hugely popular all over the world. But Polo was even more popular than Aramis. But there is another fragrance that was prior to Polo that became so successful. That was Brut by Fabergé. Brut by Fabergé was one of the king of the 70s. Nobody can deny it. And, you know, most of the guys wore it. Most of the guys cherished that. Was a real panty dropper. And, you know, everyone loved Brut. Brut was so popular in the 70s. And Brut by Fabergé was not the same Brut you can buy now. This is rubbish. Brut by Fabergé was fantastic. And it's the same thing with Polo. Polo was a real banger. Polo was a real groundbreaker. Was a milestone in the perfume business, and really, I mean it. And later, the success was so much that Carlos Benaim he made a quorum for the Spanish company Puig, and quorum is very very similar. It has a very similar DNA to Polo, a little bit harsher, but it's almost the same, almost the same. Somehow he did a great job over the both fragrances. Carlos Benaim, he knows how to make those green woody fragrances, and he really done a great job with Polo. He done a great job with Corum, and he lately done a great job with Icon by Downhill. But Polo was fantastic. Polo was the most asked fragrance in the world, and brands were envying Polo. Brands were all wanted to have a new heat such as Polo, and nobody paired Polo because it still is a bestseller, but unfortunately the current version of Polo is just a pale shadow of the original Polo, and this is a kind of waste because the group of L'Oreal, they really are destroying those fragrances by their very bad reformulation, and they are altering the original fragrances with their latest reformulations. And they done the same thing with YSL. They done the same thing with L'Oreal for RalphLauren. They done the same thing with many other brands, and really it's a shame because they always want to make a profit, so they switch to generic materials instead of natural materials, which are more expensive. And obviously you cannot compare today Polo by RalphLauren with the original Polo, which was made by Cosmer, because Cosmer Polo era was something else. And of course, if you have a chance to find a Polo made by Cosmer, go for it, because then you are going to realize how beautiful this fragrance was. It's woodsy, it's aromatic, it's leathery, is spicy, is greenish, is so well aromatic with the tobacco, with the pine tree needles. Also, the base is gorgeous with cedar wood, and all those materials they are not here anymore, and where the current version is just a mess. I'm sorry to say, just a mess. I got a bottle of the current version for Christmas, and I said to myself, is that a fake or it's real? And that wasn't a fake, because that was bought from Macy's, and so the Macy's never sell fake fragrances. So I realized that the mess is coming from the very, very latest reformulation done by the L'Oreal group. And I make my own query, and that was made in late 2020 or beginning of 2021. It's their latest reformulation is awful, because really it's very far. It's very, very far from the original Polo by RalphLauren. And it's such a pity, it's such a waste, because it's not a cheap fragrance. It's a still expensive fragrance. You don't find it on the discounters, and I don't understand what's that weird policy. Really, I don't understand, because reformulation have to be done faithfully, not that way that you ruin completely a icon, you ruin completely a fragrance such as Polo. And 2 years ago, RalphLauren released also Polo cologne, which is a nice scent. I also reviewed before, so if you have a time or you have an opportunity to check that one is a nice scent. And I think that fragrance was done by Carlos Benaim also. And if you have an opportunity to get the hand on the Modern Reserve by Polo, RalphLauren, which was released in 2008. That's a great one too. It's very near to Polo Original, and I think they deserve to really that you get a hand over that one. Or even Polo Crest was a great fragrance. They done so many flankers after. I'm not going to name them all, but for me, Polo Original, Polo Green, released in 1978, was the greatest of all. Polo Cologne Intense, released a couple of years ago. It's a good scent. I don't blame. It's a nice scent. It's very wearable. But current version of Polo with the latest reformulation is just awful. It's just awful. How they done that? Such a mess. It's unbelievable. Are they nuts? Or I don't know. They are killing those fragrances. So we have to tell them stop, because this is not current. It's even better to discontinue a fragrance than continuing a fragrance, but in the very bad way. The formulation is so bad that I couldn't even bear it. I didn't wear it. So this is awful. They are crazy at L'Oréal Group. Really, they turn to be a very profitable business, maybe. But come on, when you sell a fragrance for $100, you have to be faithful to the original formula, or you have to try to at least to be as much as near faithful to the original formula. So I really wanted to talk about this icon because this is a kind of alpha male fragrance. This is a kind of fragrance for real alpha male, and this is not a fragrance for for teenagers of today, because the teenagers of today are very used to wear bubblegummy fragrances such as Invictus by Paco Rabanne, or wearing shower jelly fragrances. No, this is a fragrance for real dudes. This is a fragrance for real alpha male fragrance. It's a fragrance that you wear when you are sure of yourself, when you know who you are, and you want to confirm your personality. When you wear that, nobody will have a doubt that this guy is not a joker. This guy is a serious guy. He's a tough guy. Come on, if this fragrance was cherished by John Gotti, have some respect. We have to have some respect for this fragrance. Really, it's an alpha male fragrance. It's a great fragrance. It was a outstanding, a groundbreaker, a true milestone in the world of the perfumes. And I think it was also the winner of IFIF, and I think they got award for the best fragrance of the year with this fragrance, and which was very well deserved. And really, RalphLauren first fragrance for gentlemen was a true banger, thanks to one man, thanks to Carlos Benaim, the master perfumer. He will also always do great jobs, over the fragrances. And I wanted to do my little shout out about this fragrance, because this is an icon. This is not a regular fragrance. This is not a generic. This is a kind of fragrance that I really respect. I really cherish, and it's a part of our life. This has been a part of our life. Just imagine how many uncles, or how many cousins, or how many brothers, or even your dad, or they wore that fragrance, and your classmates or your colleagues. And whenever you smell Polo Green, immediately you remember someone dear to you. And this is fabulous. This is a memory lane. This is a kind of time machine. For me, fragrances such as Polo are true time machine. So this is my take on Polo Original, released in 1978 by RalphLauren. I wish that you enjoyed this fragrance live video, and of course, stay tuned. Stay always. I'll be back with another fragrance review very soon, and all the wishes is that you are going to have a great day, and this is the most important. Until we talk again soon, just have a great time and talk to you very soon. Cheerio!